Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews again. I'm Michelle. Today, this is Friday Sews on a Sunday. I hopefully won't get too much later than this. Anyway, if you would like to hear about what I've been working on, the plans that I have coming up, which are quite extensive, and a little bit about life, aka Hercules, then please stay tuned. Okay, so first of all, I would love to thank Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting the hashtag Friday Sews. If you're not already familiar, then basically it's just a hashtag that was created to kind of bring the sewing community together. We all talk about what we've been working on, what we have planned, and a little bit about our lives. And it's just a community full of really fun, interesting, lovely people. So I encourage you to go and check out the hashtag Friday Sews in the search bar in the YouTube search bar. Okay, so let's jump into it. What have I been working on? So I have not sewn anything since I sewed that collage gathered top, which has been about 2 weeks now since I sewed that. I have decided that I am not going to alter that. I'm not going to add anything to the bottom. I did like the way that it looked with the t-shirt underneath. That was a full t-shirt, which I don't want to wear a full t-shirt underneath, but I will wear like a tank top underneath. So I am going to leave that one alone, but I did learn enough from making that one that I know what modifications I need to make for the pattern. I had an excellent recommendation from somebody because what I was struggling with was how to do an FBA on a pattern where there was piecing in the pattern pieces. And somebody in the comments made a great recommendation to go and do a search on how to do an FBA on princess seams. So these aren't exactly princess seams since they don't create any shaping in the bodice, but the concept I would think would be very similar. So I'm going to investigate that. So thank you so much for sharing that little tidbit. I think it was an excellent idea. But what I have been working on, I cut this out a couple of weeks ago and with Hercules, I just haven't had time. So I am finally working on my newest collaboration with Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. We had done a collaboration back in January. Neither one of us were super happy with the outcome of each of our garments. So we decided to give it another go. It's a completely different collaboration. The concept is different. Sorry about that. But this one is going to be super fun. We both really love the fabrics that we're using. And the only hint that I will give you is that it is a mixed print garment. So that's going to be fun. So I started sewing that last night and my husband's in town. He's watching Hercules for me so that I don't have to worry about that. And yeah, I'm going to spend an hour or maybe two finishing the garment and I'm really excited about it. So hopefully, I think Jen's going to be working on hers today as well. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you the final look pretty soon. That's all I have been working on sewing wise. I did upload a video on Wednesday of this past week where I did a tutorial and a review on a tie-dye kit that was gifted to me. And so I worked on that last week over the weekend. And what I wanted to show you, again, if you haven't seen that video, I will link it up here in the cards. But I got 2 pieces of really pretty fabric out of that project. And the first one, well, this is the second one actually. It's just a small piece of scrap muslin that I had. And I was just trying to play with a different ratio of dye to water mix from that kit. And I really like the way that this piece of fabric came out. So it's kind of like it's darker and purpley on one side, and then it's got all the blues and greens in the middle, and it shifts to more blue on this end. And I think this will be a really great piece to put in another mixed print garment. I'm not sure if this is wide enough to use in the collage gathered top. If I did all the panels in different fabric, then I could easily use this. But I also have a pattern from Style Arc. What is that one called? I can't remember. I'll put it on the bottom and I'll put the line drawings up here. But that one has panels, skinnier panels down each side on the front. And I had made that a couple of times with some ice dyed fabric. And I think that this would be a really nice piece for that top. I don't know, we'll see. But I think the colors in this one came out really pretty. I definitely like the punchiness of the colors when you use the full packet of dye with half the water. That's what this one did. The first piece of fabric that I did was I used it in the ratio that the company recommends, which is 1 packet of dye to a full bottle of water, and that really dilutes the color, which is fine. It's just a little too muted for me. I am definitely going to use this fabric though, because I think the colors came out beautiful. They're just more subtle than what I usually prefer. So what I think I'm going to use this for, because this is about, so this is some linen look fabric from Joann's. It's such a lovely fabric. I've used this before. I used it on my Wildwood wrap dress, and I love that dress in every way except for how it looks on me. The colors that I dyed it came out gorgeous. The fabric itself is just, it's got such a nice drape. It doesn't wrinkle super easy. It was easy to sew with. I can't say enough good things about the fabric. But what I have here is, I think I have about 2 yards of fabric. And so I think what I'm going to make with this is a tank top. I'm not sure which one. I contemplated making the Ogden cami, but I don't have that pattern. I do have some other tank top patterns. So why buy a new one when I'm never going to wear a tank top without something covering it anyway? So there's no need to get another one. I have a handful of really cute tank patterns. So I'll use one of those to make a tank top out of this. And I'll wear it under dusters. I'll wear it under cardigans. I don't know. I'll wear it and I think it'll be pretty. So yeah, go check that video out if you haven't seen it yet. If you are interested in trying to dip your toe into tie-dyeing, then it's a great kit. And when I looked last time, the kit is like $22 and change, and it comes with 18 colors and everything you need except for fabric to do a project. And it was like $22 and change, but they also had a 50% coupon right there on the Amazon page. So people were getting it for like $11 and change. So go and check that out. Okay, so then what is next on my project list? So I'm gonna finish my collab with Jen today. Hopefully, I should be able to finish that today. I don't have a whole lot left. And then I wanna tell you about my August plans. Quite extensive. So I've mentioned already that I am going to be hosting the Sew Purple to End ALZ challenge again this year. I hosted it last year in October, and it was my first year hosting it. And I'm going to do like a whole spiel on why I am doing it. I'm going to give you a little bit of education on Alzheimer's, and all of that at the beginning of September. September is World Awareness for Alzheimer's Month, something like that. So that's why I chose the month of September. And this year I'm going kind of all in. Last year I kind of did it a little bit, like I had 2 prizes. I had 3 prizes, one of which was fabric dyed by me. The other were some PDF patterns that were donated by companies. This year I'm going to have a lot more prizes. I'm still working through some of those, and to make it really fun and interesting, I have reached out to a lot of the sewing YouTubers, not all of them because I couldn't do everybody, but I've reached out to a lot of sewing YouTubers that I interact with a lot, both here on YouTube and on Instagram, and asked if they'd be interested in doing a collaboration during the month of September. And almost everybody was able to say yes. And the ones that couldn't it wasn't because they weren't interested. They just had other obligations that kept them from doing it. And I am just so thrilled with the group of people that I have lined up. And we're all doing it's all separate collaborate. Well, there's a couple of combined collaborations, but for the most part, they're all separate, and we're doing something different. I'm doing something different with every one of these people. So it should be a month full of really interesting collaborations, and every one of them is going to be, we're going to be sewing something purple. They're not all garments. If you've been following me, then you know that I'm not really interested in sewing crafty type things, but there are a couple of non-garment things that I'll be sewing that I'm really excited about. So hopefully you will be too. What I want to do now is just kind of I'm just going to talk through the people that I'm collaborating with, and I'm going to list every one of them with links to their channels in the description box. And if you're not already following them, I really hope you'll go and check them out, because each and every one of these people has something amazing to offer the sewing community. So I'm just going to go down the list. And the first one that I'm going to mention is actually not part of the sewing community, but because you know that I love to dye, I love to ice dye, I might tip my toe into liquid dyeing now that I did that other review and tutorial. Not sure. I really love the ice dyeing though. So we'll see. But the first collaboration that I have lined up is with a tie-dye ice dye queen here on YouTube. She's one of the 3 people that I watch on a very regular basis to get inspiration from and to learn new techniques. And her name is Angie, and she's with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye. And I've learned most of what I have figured out what to do. I've learned it from her. So I really hope you'll go and check out her channel. And she and I are going to do some type of a dye project in the month of September in a purple theme. So that one is going to be really interesting. I'm not going to tell you what all of these collaborations will be, because some of them we're still hashing out, but I'm just going to tell you who I'm collaborating with. So these are in no particular order. All right, so we've got Adam from Adam Sews, and I'm going to be looking at my notebook to make sure I don't forget anybody. Carmen from Carmen Salome, Christine from Christine Sews a Lot, Mari from Mari Sews, and this is the one where I will give you a spoiler alert, because Mari will be hosting the Project Dress a Girl project again in September, which is a charity event where everybody sews dresses for little girls. So our collaboration will be crossing both challenges, and we'll be sewing a purple themed dress for a little girl. I also have Ruanne from the Yorkshire Sew Girl, Sarah from Naughty Gnome Crafts, Robin from Robin's Love of Sewing, Trish from Pinky's Farm, Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, Yvette from Blossom Sandwich, Cherie from Cherie Thomas, Megan from Megan G Makes, Stephanie from Stephanie Farrell Focus, Talisha from Creativity by T, Myra from Myra Lorraine Official, Marty from Sewing Nerd Confessions, Joe from Sew Joey. This next group of ladies, we're doing a quadruple collaboration. All 4 of us will be doing a similar project, and it is Sherry from Granny's Sewing Room, Chris from Sew Notes, and April from April Sews. I've got Emma from Sew Do It Emma, Andra from Andra Makes, Carol from Sew Carol, Rochelle from Rochelle Handmade Designs, Fatmata from TIMA by FK, and Angela from Just Me and My Fabric. I pray that I haven't missed anybody, but that's everybody that I have in my notes. Those are going to be, there's going to be something different with every one of these collaborations. There's a couple where I think we're doing similar things, but they're not the same. But it's a wide range and a big medley of different projects. So I hope that you're excited about that, because I am. So I'm going to be sewing my little fingers off in the month of August, so that September I can concentrate on the filming and uploading of the videos. Like I said, there will be prizes. I have a lot more prizes lined up than I did last year. I am also going to be doing a piece of ice-dyed fabric as a giveaway, and it will likely be the piece of fabric that I dye with my collaboration with Angie from Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye. Editing Michelle here. Sorry, I forgot to mention that the first day of September, I am going to be loading a calendar or showing a calendar of all of the collaborations, who they're with, and what project we're going to be working on. So there will still be surprises. You won't know what the finished thing looks like until the day the videos are launching, but at least you'll know who's coming up when. So stay tuned for that. That's kind of my wrap up for my plans for August. I'm not going to have time for anything else, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be sewing a lot of purple garments. So I love purple. It's one of my favorite colors. I don't know that I need that many purple garments in my wardrobe, so some of them may end up being Christmas gifts. I'm not sure yet, but I do love purple, so I might keep them all. Who knows? All right, so now a little bit about life. I introduced you to Hercules last week, and oh my gosh, he's just so stinking adorable. We have been getting to know each other, and I am in love. I am struggling because I'm not a great trainer. So the potty training is not as easy as the trainers on YouTube make it look. So I was binge watching puppy training videos before I picked him up. I've been binge watching them since I picked him up. I'm doing everything that all of the training videos say to do. I take him out every hour. I am pee pad training him because I live on the 4th floor of an apartment and I work full time during the week, and getting him outside down, either 4 flights of stairs or down an elevator in time for him to go in the grass is not realistic. So I'm pee pad training him. I do have a balcony, and I've got a pee pad out there, and then I've got a pee pad in the living room that's encased within a playpen that has a door on it. When he's not in his crate, I watch him like a hawk. Of course, you always miss sometimes, right? So I can go outside with this little guy for like 20, 30 minutes and he doesn't do a thing. As soon as I bring him right back in, he'll sit right inside the door and do his business. So I continue to pick him up when I see him squat, move him to a pee pad, but I'm not always successful at catching him before he's finished. So we've had accidents. Thankfully, he's tiny, so his accidents are tiny and they're not difficult to clean up. But it is frustrating because I do really want to get him trained. I had a glimmer of hope today. So I think it's finally starting to sink in. And so he went into his playpen on his own twice today, once to pee and once to poo. And he also went and looked at the back door once today and looked at me, and I missed that cue, and he piddled right in front of the door. That was totally my fault, but he was showing me that he knew he was supposed to go outside. So I think we're getting there. We still had some accidents, but yeah, so I am following all of the training videos, but he's his own little guy. We had his first vet visit on Friday. He was so good. Like, he didn't wiggle. He like sat there and took, all of her poking and prodding and the doctor's poking and prodding without any squirming or anything. He's such a good little boy. So yeah, I'm super excited about him. We've been having fun, getting to know each other and snuggling up. So what I want to show you now is a little clip of him playing with a new toy that he got from the most lovely and dear Adam from Adam Sews. He's such a sweetheart, you guys. I don't check my mail every day, so I'm not sure what day this came in. I just got my mail this morning, and I opened it, and it was from Amazon, which I have tons of packages coming from Amazon right now because I'm buying stuff for Hercules left and right. But I got this cute little toy. It was a squeaker toy. It's a dragon. It's got like that paper crinkly sound on one end. It's got a squeaker in the middle. It's adorable. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, but I don't remember ordering this. And so I kept pulling stuff out, and then I pulled this out. I don't know if you can see that, the glare. It is a 5-inch curved easy snip. And look, it's got that gorgeous oil slick rainbow finish on it, and it's a Tula pink snip. And I have been admiring Adam's Tula pink tool collection, and he sent me one of, so as soon as I saw this, I knew that it was from Adam, because I had mentioned how jealous I was of his Tula pink sewing tools. So I am so grateful to him. He is such a sweetheart. So he sent something for me and for Hercules. And thank you so much, Adam. You're just such a sweetheart. And now that I have this, now I feel the need to be as obsessive as Adam and have the whole collection. So I'm going to be adding to the collection myself now that he's got me started. So yeah. So thank you so much, Adam. You're a sweetheart. And oh, by the way, here's the clip. Hercules loves his little dragon. He hasn't figured out the squeaker yet, but I'm sure that's coming. Speaking of Hercules, I also wanted to mention that I have set up his very own Instagram account. So make fun of me all you want, but I'm going to have so much fun with this. So I'll link his Instagram account below. He's Hercules the Mini Poodle. Also, I almost forgot, because I forget every week, Jen's question of the week. So she puts a discussion question in our Facebook group for the Friday Sewing creators. And I always forget, but this week's question is, what is your favorite thing to sew? And because I'm filming this on Sunday, I've already seen quite a few people's answers to this question. And it's really made me think, because initially, I would think that my answer would be very similar to Carol from Sew Carol. She likes to sew things that are easy. I also love to sew things that are easy, more so because that's what I like to wear and not necessarily because that's what I like to sew. So I think my answer is a little bit different than Carol's. I love to sew tops and I love to sew dresses, but I love to sew things that I find interesting. So I like things that have like a new technique that I haven't tried before, or some kind of an element to it that's different than what you see in an everyday garment. So while I love the easy things, because I like to wear things that are really simple in style, really, what I like to sew are things that are more interesting. I may not wear them as often, but I do enjoy sewing them. So I'd love to know what your answer to that question is. What is your favorite thing to sew? Let me know in the comments. So that's all I have for you this week, you guys. I hope wherever you are, the weather's amazing. I hope you're able to get some sewing in, and I will speak to you next time. Bye.